Hey, Bugman026 here with you. I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me for a few minutes while we take a look at another Fortnite figure. Today I thought we'd give Ravage the going over. She came out of the Squad Mode 4-pack, the one that had Trog, Moisty Merman, and Omen in it. She's a really cool figure. It's one of the best ones to come out of here. Her detailing is extra heavy. She's got a lot of these small stitches all over that really give her a ragged look. She's even got holes in her shoulder pads here that look like she's a little ratted out. Kind of an evil looking thing. You really don't want this one coming after you. Kind of got that look like a bad guy in a movie or a TV series or something, you know, not one that's not a bad guy that's there all the time, but one that reoccurs and shows up every now and again, and you really know that somebody's going to take a beating when this one comes on screen or shows up. So you don't want this one to show up too often. She's got an armor plate on the top of her head here that's got a really cool bird look to it. My light's not the greatest, but it's got a really neat look that folds back into those feathers on the top of her head. I'm really liking the eyes, the way they're doing some of these glow eyes. Omen had the blue and the white. Ravage here, she's got the pink and white, and it really gives her a nice evil look in her eyes. She's got a really high collar here, and this high collar, it does kind of inhibit the head a little bit. She can't look up as far as a lot of the other figures can, but it doesn't hurt it that much, and she can really get a good downward look when you get that head joint working just right. She got these really cool shoulder pads here. When you turn her around and take a look, they have these little wings, these little feathers on the back that make it look like little wings when she raises her arms. And the armor kind of rides up. It's made out of that soft plastic, and it kind of rides up with her arms there and doesn't really hinder her shoulder articulation at all. Her arms, speaking of her arms, work very well, even with this crazy feather around. It's like they've got the feathers just where they need them, and then you've got the little cuts where the joints are. So it really doesn't hinder the arm swing that much. It's got a really cool upper body look. I love the gloves here. Her gloves come down in kind of a sharp point on her fingertips, and I noticed when you turn her glove around and look at her kind of like this, that so much reminds me of Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. You remember him? He's like, "I'll get you, Gadget." He really tickles me, and it really reminded me of Dr. Claw from that. So, yeah, I'm showing my age a little here with Inspector Gadget. She's got a really neat skirt that's made out of that softer plastic that's really pliable. Really helps her leg articulation. She really doesn't suffer in leg articulation much. She got a really cool voodoo pouch here on her belt. She keeps her potions and stuff in there. And she's got a lot of the feathers around the skirt area there, and the blue on the feathers that are on her head, her shoulders, her arms, and around her waist. Really the only bright color. Now she does have purple on her pants. I don't know if you can tell. I think it looks to me like the color in the camera is all fading out, but her pants are purple. Got a really neat, just a very slight color variance there. I mean, it's really very light. You can barely tell it. And I noticed on this figure, on the back side of her waist piece right here, she has some stitching, but it's not painted in. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's just about the only bit of unpainted detailing I have found on any of these figures. You just don't see these guys with unpainted detail yet. They're really staying on top of these dudes. I'm wondering with her pants, I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, here we go. Trying to figure out if those are half chaps or just hip waders she's got on. Maybe she's going fishing. Looks like she's got this black that comes up right here and a strap that goes on. And the strap even has the silver on the buckles. It is so cool. Her knee joints make up the armor that's on her knees. She's got a really sharp point up top. Kind of looks like a spoon on the bottom. And her armor also blends in with her boots and comes all the way down and makes a pretty good sharp point on her toe. And I noticed that she kind of has a high heel going here, because that's this little piece of plastic that's right there between the sole and the heel of her shoe kindly makes a little bridge there. I just noticed that. I thought that was a really neat little piece of detail there. Still gives you stability with her heels and her feet. It also gives just a little bit of style. And she's flown with style, is she not? Her whooping stick, her harvesting tool, is the iron beak. It's a really neat one. It's kind of heavy too. But it's got a really cool, like a metal rib cage with some spines and a kind of a sharp point there. The blue feathers continue here, and then when you turn it around to the other end, it's got a really nice looking spike on the end. It looks kind of like a wooden handle. It's been carved out a little bit. Thinking maybe we're missing a little detail paint there, but with all the rest of the paint detail that's on these figures, who's missing it? Also, when she came packed in. Above her was the heavy shotgun, and it's in the legendary gold color. Really cool paint job on it. I really like the red shells in the back, and that carries over to both sides. Really cool shotgun. So she's a really cool figure. Like I said, I wish I had broken her out of the pack a little earlier, taking a look at her. It's really awesome, kind of creepy looking. I did get by Walmart today. I don't like to mention other places because they don't pay me to mention them, so why mention them? But I did get by my local Walmart today and noticed that they had the Raven and Jonesy Turbo Builder set on clearance for $19. So check your local Walmart if you don't have that yet. They might have that thing on clearance. They had the little loot chest for $7, and the entire Turbo Builder set was $19. So I made sure to grab that one up. But Raven here, she, like I said, she came in the Squad Mode 4-pack, the second Squad Mode 4-pack. It was a complete win on that 4-pack. For me, the only figure in the 4-pack that I wasn't really excited about was Omen, or is Omen. But he's growing on me a little bit. He just kind of disappears on the shelf. Ravage will disappear on the shelf too, so make sure you keep her down front and keep a good light on her, or you might just completely look over her. So that's Ravage is going over, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me for a little while as usual. I hope you enjoy these Fortnite figures. I'm having a lot of fun with them still. And I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.